Questions.
Right. Huh?
Is there anything new you've learned?
What, since it's the last time that we were together?
Yeah.
Oh boy, I guess, yeah.
How you doing?
We're doing a little survey. Who's your favorite greedy racist, Trump or Biden? Better job destroying the earth and the children?
That's a good question.
Well, I don't think Biden's doing much better job.
Yeah.
Like, everybody thought he was going to be like some big savior.
Yeah.
And well, everybody's like, oh boy, we're in trouble now.
What do you have hope in, I guess I'll ask instead?
Love. You know? I feel like that's like the answer to everything. I can't always access it though. That's a hard one, you know? Especially, I wasn't raised, I just raised myself. So I don't have the tools that, like, I don't know, I have to figure, and also, I can never figure out anything in real time. I go to therapy twice a week. Everything has to be like, things happen, and I have to go deal with it, like a professional, with a professional. And then, if I'm lucky, she breaks it down for me, with me, and then I can go back. By that time, it's a week later.
Yeah.
And then I can't, it's embarrassing to be like, oh, I figured out what you meant by that. Like, can we talk 10 days later about something that happened that probably that person's already over? Do you know
But there's a lesson, and then there's learning.
I know,
you know,
but
so
I'm
maybe you're learning
way after the lesson occurs.
That's okay.
Yeah, but not in the world we live in. The world we live in, everybody's going, that's the problem. Everybody's going so fucking fast. And I'm a lot like a what is it, the middle ages before a toddler and there's a teenager. What's that middle age? Tween?
Yeah, yeah.
That's where I'm at. I think I'm there. Cool. And I just feel it's awkward. It's awkward to be like that. And then you have to go up to somebody and say like, hey, I understand, you know, now what you were trying to do or say, but it's too late. I feel like that. That's what I feel like. I'm just behind the ball all the time. And then other times I just don't give a shit. Like, I mean, I do deep down, but like, I get distracted with some horses or something. And I was telling my friend the other day, like, honestly, when I got out of the hospital and went and rode horses, I was kind of like, I've died and gone to heaven. If I just do this for the rest of my life, I don't have to meet people at all. The problem is like 5 or 6 years ago, I was like, oh, I think I do need people. Unfortunately, like that whole living in a bubble and just riding and galloping around, it's not realistic. It's fun. It's fucking fun as hell. But it's just not, you know, it's just, it's a bubble. It's not that different than being a dope fiend, really. Because it's isolating yourself and just staying in a pleasure zone. You know what I mean? This makes me feel good. I'm going to do it all the fucking time. What?
What do people give you that horses don't?
Grief. People give me shit. People make me feel confused. People play games. They wear masks. I can't figure them out. I have you down though.
What do you think?
You have a really good energy. You have it's Christ consciousness. It's like a seriously peaceful, loving vibe. I don't get that from most people, but you got it in spades. And you don't ever let the world, this is going to be kind of harsh, but don't ever let the world darken that, because that's what happens with kids. I feel like they get a little older and then the world just starts to suck some of that innocent beauty out of you. But I can tell you have really good parents. You could see it in people that really absorb their parents' healing abilities. You could see it, they radiate light. And I mean, you have a natural ability to it's Christ consciousness. It's not meant to be Catholic or religious sounding. It's like, I'm talking about the real original classic teaching of Jesus was like, just love everybody. Be nice to everybody. Treat everybody. Don't be suspicious and scared, paranoid. But what happens is life just throws shit at you. And you have to get this armor on to like get through it. And then next thing you know, 50 years have fucking gone by. And you're like, what is that animal that walks around with armor? What's that animal called?
Armadillo.
I'm 50 years old and I'm a goddamn armadillo, you know? And then that's a horrible place to be. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. There's other things that are worse. But it's still sad, especially if you have like a really innocent soul and if you're naturally a really good person, and then you realize that just the things that happened along the way just kind of you had to shut down to survive or whatever.
But as long as we're breathing, there's an opportunity. You know?
Yeah.
Every day is new.
Yeah, I believe that too. I mean, and then I meet someone like you, you're half my age, and I'm like totally in awe of how much love and peace and joy you have, and you're in the middle of like New York City. You know, there's a lot of beauty in that, even though, you know, there's some sadness too, because I'm like looking back, and I'm seeing myself a little bit before I was all corrupted. Or just whatever the words would be. I don't know. I'm free with those words. They don't hold they hold meaning, but I don't say it to like put myself down. I just say it because it feels correct. But
it's honest.
It's honest. I'm not trying to get pity or sympathy or empathy. I'm just thinking in terms of like I see myself in a, you know, your enthusiasm for being in New York City and living your life is it's infectious. It's a little contagious. But it also has a little bit of a sadness to it because it makes me, I see myself, you know, in that, and missed opportunities, you know, shit like that. It is just is what it is.
What do you want to say to your future self?
I love you. I love you. Well, we love you.
Yeah, we love you. Word.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I love this family.
Yeah. Such a beautiful day.
I'm just so glad we done it tonight.
Yeah, I'm glad I ran into